Ang susunod na programa ay Rated G. Ito ay pwede sa lahat ng manonood.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your hosts, Miss Sherry Lombania and Miss Femeline Leonen.
Magandang hapon sa ating lahat and good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the Generation Gap, where we bridge all the new worlds of learning into multi-literacies. I am Cherry.
And I am family, your host this afternoon. Today, we will hear from three amazing speakers comparing multi-literacies, reading, digital skills, and cultural literacy across traditional, K-12, and Manakal years. They will share real testimonies and their preferences with us.
Today, we are diving deep into the heartbeat of our nation's future, our education system. To help us navigate the evolution of how we learn, we have gathered three distinguished experts representing the different eras of Philippine education. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Lester Madrigal, as he's an educator and advocate for the traditional curriculum. He joins us to discuss the foundational standards and the time-tested methods that shaped generations of Filipino professionals before the major shifts of the last decade. Next, we have Mr. Carl Matthew, a specialist in the K-12 curriculum. He is here to shed light on the transition to the 13-year basic education cycle, the introduction of senior high school strands, and how the system aimed to globalize the Filipino students' competency. And also, Ms. Aleja Cortez, our expert on the newest frontier of Philippine education, the Matatag curriculum. She will guide us through these recent reforms, designed to decongest the system and focus on foundational skills to produce more resilient and job-ready graduates. It's an honor to have the past, the present, and the future of our classrooms all on one stage. Once again, let's welcome our guests. Mga triplets from Antarctica, America, and Africa. So, sino mo galing sa inyo sa Africa? Africa. Siya. Okay. So, ikaw lang galing sa Africa. Tapos kami sa America. Tapos gera-gera sa Iran. Okay. So, first up, we have Mr. Lester Madrigal. So, good afternoon, sir. Kindly share with us how's life right now? And how's love life? Yes. Kindly share with us, sir.
Thank you, Cherry. For me, life is really challenging right now because I am facing so much problems. Pero love life, no problem.
Oh, that's wonderful. Because it's love life. No problem. Sana also. Sir, kindly share with us what are your experiences in traditional curriculum, sir?
First, thank you, Cherry, for presenting me, and it is truly an honor and privilege to be here. Back in my days, multi-literacies meant print-heavy basic newspapers, books, and radio or news. We are concentrating on the reading comprehension and correct grammar rules. I thought in the 90s, students read folklore orally, building cultural literacy through storytelling, but digital skills less to zero. But well, in fact, We do not have so much with high honors as a merit, with highest honors as merit way back then, but then we have this so-called cream of the crop. Those students who excel in the different fields such as Filipino, English, Science, Mathematics, and the mga kabayan subjects. C, traditional curriculum offers us competence and competitiveness in order to gain what we call excellence. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Saan ka nag-excel, sir?
I guess I am really proud to say that I graduated in elementary as valedictorian and in high school as first honor roll.
Nag-welcome pa ako sir. Thank you. Wow, thank you. That is a wonderful insight, sir.
And I have a quick question. So, what is your favorite color?
Oh my God, black.
What is your preference over K-12, sir?
That is really a nice question, Cherry, because one of the problems in the Philippine setting is the educational system. So if we embrace this change, why not right now? Because it truly matters.
Yes. Tapos alam naman natin na kapag sa edukasyon, hindi masyadong pinofocus ng mga government yung kapag education na ang usapan is mas focus sila sa mga iba't ibang projects na hindi naman natin napapakinabangan as a students and as a kabataan na pag-asa ng bayan. So, thank you so much, sir. That's truly a powerful insight.
So, don't switch channels. We'll be back with more exciting stories. Stay with us.
Noon, simple lang ang pag-aaral. Chalk sa blackboard, notebook sa desk, at tahimik na nakikinig ng mga mag-aaral.
Okay, class. Memorize and review this lesson. May recitation tayo next week.
Memorize na naman. Ngayon, ibang-iba na. May internet, technology, may research na. Nakasama-sama ang mga mag-aaral sa kanilang pag-aaral. Okay, class. Search this topic and make a presentation and present it next week.
Yes, ma'am. Gawa tayo ng slide at video. Ano, tara?
Sige. Magkaiba man ang paraan, noon at ngayon, iisa pa rin naman ang hangarin. At yun ay ang matuto at maging handa para sa kinabukasan.
Changes in every generation.
Then, or now, education continues to evolve. Now we are back. So before the break, we were discussing about the traditional curriculum. Now let us move on to K to 12 curriculum.
We have here the most handsome, the fresh, and the youngster. We have Mr. Carl Matthew Harmanel, who will be sharing his experience on K-12 curriculum. Sir?
Yes, hello. This is Jerry Tema for that very honest and wonderful introduction of me. And hello to everyone. My insights to the K-12 curriculum launched around 2013. I explored multi literacies, print plus digital like blogs and videos. I experienced it when I was in grade 7 to 12. Students analyze memes alongside poems, blending functional literacy with tech and testimony. One child learner blew creative PowerPoint skit on Philippine epics, gaining visual literacy preference. Love the 21st century skills collaboration via Google Docs, but overload was still not all had the gadgets, and that's the struggle of the upcoming first generation K to 12. And the challenges is very many, but we made it.
Yes, sir, that is a great point on technology access.
But before anything else, sir, what can you say about the traditional compared to K-12 curriculum?
The traditional and the K to 12 has not that much bearing with one another, because during our time, the K to 12 used the traditional way of teaching, combining the digital literacies, and for the traditional, where they use especially on books and other means of printed. Well, it's nice. Both is nice.
Yeah, so thank you so much, sir. Now, before we move on, let's get ready for a high energy performance that's gonna blow your mind. Please welcome Duality.
Grabe, yung partner, nakakapaningid ba rin naman ang performance nito? Pero napansin mo rin ba? Napansin ko?
Napansin niyo rin ba? Napansin namin.
Na para bang may nakarelate sa kanta mo? Hindi ba, Miss Princess? So all that performance was fire. For the information of everybody, Duality is preparing for the most anticipated cultural celebration of the year, Global Beats 2026. Now let's welcome our last but not the least. Our last guest but not the least, the only princess, Miss Princess Aleja Cortez, as she will share with us her experiences on Mata.
Partner, bakit hindi na si Miss Princess ng princess? Parang may nakikita rin akong princess.
Sino ba?
Yung nakapoto.
Sino?
Actually, hindi daw siya princess. Siya daw yung queen. Queen of the queen. So, thank you, Family and Cherry. So, hello everyone. Hello, team Matatag. So, Matatag is our new curriculum on the year 2024. So, its goal is to be truly generational, inclusive, and of course, tech-smart and God-centered. So, as a recent adopter at ISPSC Tagudin, I see students mastering podcasts, cultural vlogs, and of course, artificial intelligence as a alongside learning. So, in my experience, I saw that grade 8 learners thrive with caption videos on Ilocano literature, preferring Matatag's flexibility over K-12's rigidity.
Wow, that is inspiring for diverse learners.
Kung parang sinasabi yung yung mga nasa traditional curriculum ay matatanda na. Totoo ba yun, Sir Car? Yung mga nasa traditional and K-12 nasa oldies na daw.
I don't think so. Fresh pa naman.
Okay, so, here's my questions, Ma'am Ale. How is Matatag to your relationship? How is Matatag closing generational gaps?
Well, based on my experience, it actually connects the past and the present. So we make lessons to be more relevant by using multimedia projects, and we also use modern ways for assessment. So in my experience, so for me, it is not, there is no gap between the old and the new generation.
Kung tama naman yun, yung sinabi ni Miss Aleja, kumbaga may mga na-update, parang na-upgrade lang na nakasanayan ng mga nasa traditional curriculum at mga nasa K-12, kumbaga umusad lang. Kumbaga mula sa traditional, K-12, Matatag, umusad lang. Eh kayo ba, nakausad na ba kayo?
No!
No! No!
Pag inakasan nga ako,
Kanino ka po hindi nakausad, sir? Can you give him a mic, please?
No, secret.
Oh, that's a secret. So, what an incredible share, ma'am. We can say that traditional built foundations, then K-12 added digital layers. And also, the Matatag unites them for multi-literacies today.
yes, we would also like to thank our three amazing speakers. But before we move on to our question and answer segment with the audience, time for a quick commercial break. Sit back, relax, and we will be back.
Napakatamad mo!
Assignment? Ako si ballpen. Magsulat ka na. Ako ang gamitin mo.
Hello! Ako si cellphone. Oo, masaya akong kasama. Pero, yung assignment mo, yung tulog mo, yung bonding nyo ng pamilya nyo, sin na lang. Tandaan mo, hindi ako forever. Pampalipas oras mo lang.
Beshi! Talaga na tayo. Alam, marami akong gagawin eh. Ang paalalang ito ay upang ipahatid sa atin ang kahalagahan ng pag-aaral. Lagi niyong tatandaan, ang taong may pinag-aaralan kahit saan man dalhin niya ng kapalaran, tiyak na may maganda ang kahihinatnan.
Iba na talaga ang mga ads ngayon para maging AI na din. Parang yung topic lang natin, traditional, K-12, tumatatag. Upgrade lang din, hindi na tulad noon, voicing, efficacy.
Now we are back. Let's now move on to our last part. It is the question and answer segment. May we hear the things that our audience want to ask to our guests for today. Okay?
Pahirapan nyo ang mga guests natin. So, are you ready to the question and answer, ma'am, sir?
Thank you, guys. Now, let's ask our audience, what are their questions?
So, I have a question to Mr. Lance. Which do you prefer, variety, modern or traditional?
Hello, May. For me, traditional pa rin. Yung cursive writing with fine motor skills by the use of our memory. Kasi now, compared noon, to make our essays better and my personal touch, we use metacognition. For example, we are looking for a synonym for a word to make our word better. Talagang nagtitik kami ng words that will suit our writings. Unlike now, sa Microsoft, especially sa Microsoft Word or any kind of form of writing using technology, i-right-click mo na lang, nandun na yung synonym.
Yes, exactly. Kasi kapag cursive, pag sinusulat mo, kumbaga, naaaral pa rin kung ano yung nilalaman ng mga notes mo. Hindi tulad ngayon na copy-paste. Kumbaga, pag may memorize kang essays or notes mo, hindi mo tayo memorize kasi mag-i-sticking ka na lang sa copy-paste. Tama nga sinabi ni Sir Lester na dati, mas okay talaga kapag sinusulat mo, cursive, kasi mas pumapasok yun sa isip mo. So, thank you so much, Sir Lex.
Alright, totoo yun. And do you have any more questions?
So I have a question for Mr. Carr. So what can you say about the biggest K-12 literacy challenge versus traditional?
Yes, tama yun. Yun yung one. Meron yung info overload. Traditional was yung slow but through preference kay Google Docs, Colab shown, but we needed better digital ethics training.
Thank you so much.
Sure. How about this part? Do you have it?
Miss Elena, does Manatag respect past-century values like God-centered learning? Thank you for your question, Miss. So for me, it is a yes because Core Strand integrates faith in literature projects. So even when we use digital tools like making vlogs, it still preserve our culture and tradition.
Thank you so much, Mom. So for the last question, I want to take and ask all of the speakers, can you kindly give one preference to bridge generations?
Thank you, Faith. For me, my preference to be revived on traditional way of teaching or the traditional curriculum is the competition. Kasi parang nakikita natin ngayon how come there are a lot of students garnering with high honors, with highest honors, or those merit without challenge. Way back then kasi sa amin is, there is really a challenge, there's a competition para to make learning better or to make learning really happens. Dapat may competition pa.
In addition sa sinabi ni Lester, the competition is very nice. However, we need to cooperate to one another. Cooperation, and also in the cooperation, we must follow the rules, and the technology is already evolving every time. That's why we need to adapt by hybrid with digital. And by using that, we can adapt to the different challenges na nangyayari sa ngayon, like the pandemic, and now is the masyado ng pag-init ng ating lugar. Kaya yun, mas maganda na combination of hybrid with digital na lang.
So, for me naman, my preference is inclusive type tools. So, for example, naman sa students nowadays, they most of the time they rely on technology, which nakakatulong naman talaga sa kanilang pag-aaral.
Iba talaga ang dating ng mga ating three guests. Kumbaga may mga pointless? No, may mga point talaga sila mula kay traditional, to K-12 and to matatag. Kumbaga iba-iba sila ng mga advantages sa inside the classroom, pero tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, iisa lang ang gusto nila ang magkaroon ng purpose inside the classroom at matulungan nila ang ating mga teachers. So, iba ang galing ng ating mga guest speaker na naimbitahan. Kumbaga, high level ang kanilang mga IQ. Yeah, so, I guess that's all, partner.
Yeah, it's amazing to know the evolution of our education system here in the Philippines.
Again, thank you to our dear guests for today. Thank you for giving your time